Okay, we're streaming there. Recording here. Oh god, where's Safari? There it is. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, and hi, welcome to Take This Rose. I'm Tommy.
And I'm Jenny.
And we are here to recap week 5.
We are Take This Rose, best intros in the biz.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That was so smooth.
That's what we're known for. Oh god, where's Safari? It's a good line. Good starter. So we're here to recap week 5 of Bachelor in Paradise. 5 whole weeks. And it's not over. There's no way it usually goes this long, right? She just blew her brains out, committed suicide, like that guy in the show on ABC. They keep running the commercials for.
Guys, it looks super depressing.
I am so sick of it. So sick of those commercials. Hey, Nicole. I'm only 35 minutes in, but hey, I can watch both at the same time.
Yes, you can. You don't really need to pay attention to it.
Little forewarning, I missed a whole chunk of tonight's episode.
Don't worry, guys. I took notes.
As did.
And then Jeff took notes.
Oh, man.
When Lucy wouldn't go to sleep.
Jeff really stepping it up. What a guy. What a guy.
As it says, my title. Tommy, do you want to read my title?
BIP Week 1 Million, Episode 7.
What it feels like.
Grinding along. Let's get our plugs out of the way, huh?
Yes.
I'll just say some more frosting brought to you by at Jenny Cakes Chai.
That's me.
She makes cakes. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow I'm going to have to work it off.
Yeah, at That Trainer Tommy.
Yep.
Check out our Instagram for a hot shirtless vid.
Yeah, at Take This Rose Podcast. There is a shirtless video of me right now on our Instagram story. If you like chest hair, then you'll love this.
I have no issue with chest hair.
So we're on Twitter at Take This Rose. I tweeted a little bit last night.
Yes, you did. A couple of them were really good.
Thank you.
I saw the ones because I get notifications. I get the like notifications. I was like, ooh, Tommy's tweeting. Because we were not together.
We've got our Facebook, Take This Rose. We're on iTunes, as always. Did not check for any new reviews. I don't know if we got any 1 stars this week.
Nothing will be as good as Fun Muffins.
I know. We're on iTunes, of course, but really, the best way to view us
is the YouTube.
Well, I guess technically that's the only way to view us.
Yeah.
The best way to consume us.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't
My hair
sound
is
right
on
either.
point tonight.
Okay, yeah, it is.
I showered this morning.
Oh, wow. I feel so blessed. So honored.
After running in what felt like liquid.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yes.
I ran yesterday and it's gross.
Yeah, it was just so hot. Jeff was leaving for work and he's like, you probably want to go now if you want to run. And I did. Left till like 7:15.
Ugh.
It was still.
Yeah, I ran yesterday. It's brutal. We also have a mailbag.
Yes.
We have a new email this week. So
I'm excited.
Take This Rose Podcast at gmail.com. Always feel free to reach out.
Yep. Comments.
No.
Questions.
Questions
we love to give advice.
Questions about nominating me to be on The Bachelorette. I had somebody slid into our DMs on the Insta about that this week. Okay. So we have an email here. And let's just say it's from our friend June. Because she really doesn't want to be identified.
That's fine.
Or he. It's a she. I blew that one. So I'll let you read June's email.
All right. Hi, Tommy and Jenny. Don't read my full name on your podcast if you can help it, because I'm basically a closeted Bachelor watcher. We got you covered, June.
Yeah, it's totally cool.
My husband doesn't even know I watched the show. Crying, laughing face emoji. I had a coworker get me involved in this on Nick's season because she would show me clips of Corinne, and I honestly didn't think she was real.
She was, unfortunately.
Yeah. I then watched Rachel's season because I liked her so much on Nick's. When Rachel ended up with Brian, I started looking at reviews to see if anyone was as confused as I was about that pairing, and I found you guys. Aww. I honestly wouldn't have watched Becca or Ari's full seasons without your recaps. Don't feel too bad about that, though, because I basically just listened to the show with headphones while working. So it's not like I'm devoting free time to that boring mess, which is how I've been able to hide the fact that I watch it. Yes.
Fair.
And if you have somebody to talk about it with at work,
yeah, that really helps.
Just keep that.
Yeah.
Keep that right there. I love your humorous reviews. You two always make me laugh because you know how ridiculous this show is. I'm also from the Springfield area, so I love supporting my fellow Midwesterners and Bears fans. Aww.
Go Bears. Good
Bears.
trade this weekend.
Anyway, don't hate me. But my coworker who got me involved in all this convinced me to listen to Ben and Ashley I's podcast. Oh. Girl, why?
Oh, God. It's
Girl, why? It's funny to hate listen for the opposite reason why I love you guys. They take this over-glorified dating show incredibly seriously. Well, on this week's episode, they were plugging a sponsor, Lola, the organic subscription tampon box for women. Halfway through Ashley's... Oh, yeah. Dude, it's fucking brilliant.
Why do those have to be organic?
Do you know how your vagina absorbs everything? And tampons are not, regulated. Okay. They have a lot of shit in them.
Okay, good to know.
So, It's good to have organic all cotton tampons, which I never have. I also haven't got my period since before I had Lucy, so I haven't needed them.
Let's get back to the email.
No, I just want to be happy about that for a little while.
That's good.
It's the best. Ben interrupted her to ask if lube was a thing. Oh, because they mentioned the company sells lube. Then he admitted to never using it. I about died laughing at that moron. I think either he's got a tiny package or I understand why he can't hold down a relationship. Either way, I thought he'd get a kick out of it as much as I did.
He's not using any lube, so...
Well,
maybe he makes them wet.
Even if you've never used lube, you know it's a thing.
Yeah, right. That's very true.
Right?
Yeah.
But this is also the guy who had all of his friends masturbate into a cup on a rotator at his bachelor party.
And nobody used anything?
Yeah. Oh, especially for dudes. Yes. Does he just try?
Oh, Lord.
Maybe he just uses lotion.
I don't know. I don't want to speculate.
You don't want to speculate on what Ben Higgins uses to masturbate.
I am subscribing to the tiny package theory. Mark me down.
But the masturbation.
Yeah. He also asked what cup sizes were when talking about a bra sponsor. Are you serious, bro?
Is he a man living in the world?
It's like in Seinfeld when George is about to become a bra salesman. His dad goes over the cups. You got the A, the B, the C, and the D. The D is the biggest. I know the D is the biggest. My whole life has been spent knowing that the D is the biggest.
Was he wondering, in detail, how cup sizes work?
Oh, I don't know.
For example, a 32C and a 34B are actually the same cup size. Okay. Because it's relative to the band. Fun fact. Anywho, back to June. Finally, there have been rumors Colton will be the next Bachelor. Yep.
Yeah, that happened.
And it may be announced by the time you read this. Yep. I just don't know if I can stand seeing this wishy-washy fake good guy routine for a whole season. At least Ari and Becca were too boring to be fake. I wanted to know your take on what looks like a Ben Higgins remake from what you've said. Also, is there anything this show could do to make you guys stop reviewing? I want to jump off when you guys do. Thanks again for the weekly dose of humor and escapism I get from you guys, June. P.S. Just a reminder not to read my full name if you can help it. My husband's a Packers fan, so I deal with enough torment at home about my choice and what I enjoy on TV. I still haven't lived down the 2010 NFC Championship.
Oh, God, she's great.
I love how she's so paranoid. Her husband has nothing to do with this show or its fandom, but she's still afraid that he's going to find out that she watches.
So, a lot to kind of digest there. So, June, it's true. Colton is our Bachelor. They announced it this morning.
Yes. Once again, they passed over Tommy. It was really close. It was neck and neck for a little while there. You thought you were going to get the call.
It's just, you put faith into a process that's supposed to work.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. And
it hurts.
I'm going to have to regroup, and I'm going to have to find, a really white pastor to talk to.
A really
because apparently that's what we're going for. I hate this choice so much
for many reasons.
First of all,
reason one,
this is all a setup. Tia and Colton have been in cahoots the whole time. You know who is a real victim and is going to go on Paradise Now next year? Tia. Tia's going to go on Paradise next year.
I think she's angling for, if none of Colton's women
The Bachelor
really shine, she'll be the next Bachelorette.
It's either that or Bachelor in Paradise next year to extend a Bachelor run. Yeah, she's aiming for the Bachelorette. I think she's set up as well as she can be now. Mm-hmm. Because she got really screwed by the Becca stuff. But maybe they did this because they knew Becca was going to happen. The Becca breakup.
The conspiracy theories run wild. We need some red string.
So they were in cahoots the whole time. So Entertainment Weekly ran this poll. And it's who would you like as the next Bachelor? And it's like Blake, Jason, somebody. Colton came in with 4% of the vote. Nobody wants this.
I feel like ABC should have done some polling. Oh, good God.
I mean, I understand he's Mr. Middle America, right?
Is he? Because he's white and he played football?
He's blonde and he looks like a 1930s movie star who has no range, by the way. Less range than drunk John Wayne. All right? He's... the virgin thing. Who wants that?
We've discussed this.
Why is this appealing?
It's not exciting.
And he didn't say it was for religious convictions. He's from Illinois. You know who else is from Illinois? This guy.
Blake, can you miss it?
This guy's from Illinois. Okay? So, Reality Steve tweeted it out. I think it's true. They think Sean Lowe is their most successful story. I guess this guy's the closest to Sean Lowe. But, I mean, we're going to watch. It'll be fine. It's all about the women.
Be what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know, maybe I'll just wear a series of deeper and deeper V-necked shirts and we can make fun of that.
I'm sure he'll cry every week.
Oh my God, there's going to be so much crying.
In terms...
Maybe Ellie Raceman will come on.
Maybe. In terms of what would turn me off of the show, it's
completely
very little. Because a murder...
It's so bad.
A murder would be a great whodunit.
Yep.
I mean, obviously...
We keep meaning to write that script.
Obviously, like, some sort of sex crime would be terrible.
Yes.
Like a legit
But
sex
murder
crime.
would be fun.
Murder would be fun. I'm down with the murder. Murder, a kidnapping, where they all have to kind of team up.
Yep.
But they still have to do the eliminations. So, like, what if one week the brains behind, the crime-solving team is on the chopping block because she doesn't have a connection with the lead. Mm-hmm. And then you realize, because the lead's in on it.
Yep.
Yeah. So, something like that.
You know what I watched the other day? Murder on the Orient Express. Because it was on HBO.
My dad was just saying over the weekend how he'd love to take a train ride across America to see just the nature.
Trains do seem fun.
But he'd be very upset if a murder didn't happen and if he didn't solve the murder.
I was watching it. Have you seen it?
No, I mean, there's multiple variations of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the first movie of it. So, like, it ends up being, he's like this amazing detective, and it ends up being all of these people, like, on the train together conspired to kill this person. That's the version
I've seen before, too.
Yeah. And it's just like, dude, you should have figured that out way sooner when all of the people on the train had some sort of connection to this murdered girl.
Yeah.
Like, the odds of that are extremely low.
Have you ever seen the SNL sketch, a hot air balloon murder mystery?
No.
It's a good one.
See, guys, it's funny because there's not a lot of space in a hot air balloon.
So you think it'd be pretty obvious who did it. So, yeah. So let's just get into this week. Let's try and zip through our recap, okay?
Yeah, I took too many notes.
So did I.
I'm bad at taking notes. I was also bad at, like, highlighting in college. I just highlighted everything.
Same. Yeah. Then I just had copious amounts of note cards. Mm-hmm. Didn't really learn anything.
I'm an audio learner, so as long as I went to class, I was pretty good.
I actually, the touch sensory is how I learn. So really, any history class was really hard. I have to go touch somebody that looked like the person that I was studying. There were a lot of complaints. Okay.
Oh, God, that's so terrible. I love you.
Okay, so we started this week with the Eric and Cassandra fallout. Mm-hmm. The ladies were pissed and Angela was very upset.
Yes.
Eric and Cassandra, they didn't show much of their date, just that they went on some horses.
Mm-hmm. It was mostly like Angela being pissed off and talking about it with everybody on the beach.
Then we had Colton. Guess what? I wasn't feeling it with Tia.
Not feeling it.
So he
cried about it.
He said he needed to protect himself. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like he exited the only way that he could by saying like he really wanted it to work with Tia, but she deserved someone who wanted her, and she was a great girl, and he was always like living up to other people's expectations, trying to make other people happy, and now he needs to make himself happy. Okay,
but what was the reason that he couldn't see it working out with Tia?
The real reason or the reason that was given?
The reason that was given. He said she's just not the girl
reason.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
The real reason? He knew he wanted to be the Bachelor. Oh, shocker. Tia was pretty oblivious going into it. But what was great was she was like sunbathing. She's like, where you been? He's like, we need to have a talk. And I can only imagine the feeling in the bottom of her stomach when she heard that.
She knew.
Oh my God, I would throw up on the spot. I was texting a friend and I said, if I were Tia, I just would have gotten up and sprinted away.
You can't break up with me if you can't find me.
You'll never see me. She just starts
You'll
swimming.
never find me.
She starts swimming away.
I'm going to the ocean.
Bye. Tell Raven I need help. So then, they break up. She's just not for me. Mm-hmm. Biggest takeaway from this. They show Colton leaving. He's got on a backpack. Mm-hmm. Tia's got this whole suitcase. How does that work?
Maybe they put his bag in the car already.
But she has to lug hers around. God, sexism. Patriarchy.
Ashley, I dragged her fucking suitcase all the way across the beach.
Great moment. But if there was somebody, she was that was her Sisyphus moment. Pushing that rock. Then, of course, all of the women were upset, right? Uh-huh. Especially Jenna. So then Jordan consoled her. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Eric returned from his date. At first, he wouldn't even acknowledge Angela. Mm-hmm. Then he talked to Angela.
That went well.
Yeah. That's a great move. First of all, this guy, Eric, total idiot.
Yes.
I don't understand how none of these people seem to understand how they're going to look once they do certain things. Like, didn't he realize, like, as soon as he goes on the date and he has a conversation with Angela where he's like, I was all in, now I'm not all in, that he's going to look terrible.
Like an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they're just, like, not thinking about it, or if maybe they'll say, like, one nice thing that they think covers their ass, but obviously they're not going to put that in the show.
No, yeah.
So,
they're not going to. You'd think you'd be smarter.
So, yeah. It's probably just a combination of stupidity and editing.
Well, he's the guy that had a really good edit on The Bachelorette, right? And now
he is not getting a good edit.
Yeah, so he probably just wasn't thinking about it. So then he goes and talks to Angela. She's upset. This is where you and I had a little bit of a difference of opinion.
Yeah. So, like, and this may just be, like, my vagina talking with the organic cotton. Yep, that's how it talks. You gotta just really listen for the words. Yeah. I just got the feeling, the way he just kept phrasing it, like, when are you gonna be all in? Like, I'm all in. And he just kept sounding like he meant something else.
Yeah, see, I just thought he was just scrambling to say something.
Yeah, I
But
thought
think you're totally right.
I thought he was trying to not say, when are we gonna bone?
Yeah. And I think that makes sense because we've only seen one couple go to the boom boom room. Mm-hmm. That used to be more of a common thing.
Yeah. And I don't know if anybody's, like, not slept together. I don't know.
But they must have.
Like, they must have.
God, I would hope so.
Is that the only room where, like, people can go and, like, sleep overnight that isn't in a bunk room?
I don't know. Maybe in the palapa. But that seems to be a community room.
Communal palapa.
Yeah, that's not a good place to have sex.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, people must have boned.
But yeah,
already,
so I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah, I really think that's what it was. Okay. Just like my radar was going off. It's like he wants to fuck and he's mad that you're not. And he thinks Cassandra looks easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she did have a child, so she's clearly had sex before.
Yep.
Ooh.
Guaranteed one time.
Known sex haver. Shout out to Pardon My Take. So then Angela was pissed and she went to talk to Cassandra.
Yep.
And Cassandra pretty much caught him in a lie.
Yeah.
Because she was like, well, Angela said, you said that you were like just friends with Angela, and then Angela said you were all in. Oh, God, it was just terrible. Then hearing Eric try to talk his way out of it.
It did not go well.
He sucks. And then Cassandra's like, I wouldn't want a guy to do that to me. Mm-hmm. Astrid and Kevin, they No, they were just talking at this point. Sorry. They got a date later.
They were just there.
Yep. And Kevin said he's falling for her. Mm-hmm. And then there's like, hey, can we eat ice cream? Sure.
Aww.
Jordan then did one of the season's greatest services. He trimmed Chris's baby sprouts.
First, he explained what the fuck they were. We have talked about it before.
Yeah.
Like how weird Chris's hairline looked, and we weren't sure what the deal was.
Yeah.
So apparently he's just got like a little row of like baby hairs that go forward. And Jordan's like, no, we're done with this.
Yeah.
And he just like took the razor. And it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was.
Watching Jordan take charge of his hair. And he looked so much better. Like, I still don't find him attractive, but...
It did look better.
But it looked a lot better.
But it still looks like Ron Perlman.
I was amazed at what a difference it made.
Then Shoshana arrived.
Shoshana. Friend of our pod.
Friend of the pod. She's been on the pod before.
She is the only person from the franchise that we have interviewed from a moment when we thought maybe we would want to try to interview people from the show.
It's like...
And then we decided that we would prefer to throw shade at everyone.
Yes. And to be perfectly frank, Shoshana, lovely girl. She's very attractive. Like, we Skyped with her.
Yes, and she's like a mathematician.
Yeah. Very smart. Shoshana had a rough week. Shoshana...
she trusted the wrong producer.
And, like, sometimes you see these people and you're like, oh, my God, they're so attractive. How are they single? And then...
you figure it out.
Yeah, find out how. That being said, Shoshana, love you. Huge fan.
Big fan.
Big defender. I mean, one of the few Shoshana defenders, staunch Shoshana defenders left. So she arrives. Cassandra's like, oh, we want a guy. She has a date card. Mm-hmm. It says, it's time for. And then Kristen arrived. Not even going to say her nickname because I'm so sick of that fucking story from last summer. I can't believe that Wells was, hey, she's back. That's what Wells said. I was like, Wells, you are not funny. You hipster wannabe
not
fuck.
Funny.
God, I hate Wells so much. I really do not like him.
His recaps are just like,
oh my God,
unnecessary and painful. And I feel like Yuki's just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
He thinks he's so funny.
Yes.
So
he is not.
She arrives.
Though I'd still probably have sex with him. He's my type.
He is. He's very, very thin. Petite, almost.
He's a skinny white guy.
He's a very...
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has no muscle. Jeff is...
That's true.
Jeff's cut.
Yes, but he was not when we started dating.
Okay. Yeah.
The triathlon is the last 3 years.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha, okay. Anyway.
Used to look more like Wells.
Okay. Gotcha. So, Kristen arrives. Her card says ... double date. Poor Shoshana. She was on a double date last time with Wells, and never forget that Wells' hand was visibly shaking as hot ass Shoshana went in to kiss him. He's just not a ladies' man. I feel like there's a really good chance that him and Sarah Hyland have not had sex.
Who's Sarah Hyland?
That's his girlfriend from Modern Family.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were dating.
Yeah, I don't think they've had sex.
Are they still dating?
Yeah.
I guess he's got to bring something to the relationship.
Not having sex, is it?
Does she introduce him as a bartender? This is my boyfriend Wells. He's a bartender.
I don't know.
Totally forgot they were dating.
So, let's see. Camille is open to all the options, right? Mm-hmm. Because Annalise is psychotic.
Yeah.
Approaching Ashley I territory.
And he was all like, we had a conversation about we would explore other opportunities, and like at first you're like, ooh, is this bullshit? But they really did have that conversation.
Yeah.
And so she was all like, yeah, totally, go on the date. And then they left, and she was like, woo!
Has Downers Grove ever considered getting rid of their tornado siren? Just having you run out onto the street. It'd be a public service. You'd be a hero. You'd be a hero. What's that?
What's that? That sounds like Jenny. There must be a tornado.
Good Lord. So then,
I apologize to our iTunes subscribers.
Or any dogs that are listening.
You don't see my funny face while I'm doing that noise. You only hear the terrible, terrible sound.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's see. I can't see your Instagram. Never mind. So Shoshana also has admitted to Camille that she Instagram stalked him.
Ooh.
So she asked him. Kristen asked John. John just getting around.
Sweet baby Jesus. He's going on so many fucking dates.
He is a sloot.
What are you doing?
I'm just looking at my Tinder.
He's on Tinder. I would appreciate it if you didn't Tind while we're podcasting.
I'm kind of just browsing. I'm not really even swiping on anybody. Did you reach out to Shoshana
I'm really happy
for the podcast or otherwise? Were there any others before you decided to do what you do now?
We did reach out to her for the podcast. Yep. She was the only one that we
ever reached out
spoke to. Yeah. So there were no others before we decided to do what we do now.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Just make fun of people.
Yeah, we just make fun of people.
It's gonna be rough if I ever did get on the show and they dig this up and like I go on Paradise. And then I'm just like laying into every single person that's on Paradise, and they just pull up the audio. Oh Lord!
First of all, they won't, because nobody has their phones in Paradise, so you'll still be able.
Yeah, I don't know.
To do your thing.
I just know, like I've had thoughts of that before. Like, oh my God, what if they named Tia the next Bachelorette? Oh man,
you can do a great spin on how. It's just so much different. When you're in it, it'll be like an ad for them. And like how this process really works, and it really changes people.
So the double date was they went on a banana boat. Okay.
They went on Jorge's Torres.
Jorge's Torres.
He was pretty recklessly driving a large boat.
Yeah, he was. It's almost as though he didn't really know how to drive the boat. Jorge needs a license. I must give Jorge for TV. Please let me rent boat. Let me rent the boat.
All right.
I just love rolling my R's. I have terrible diarrhea. Then Harrison. He showed up. Jared and Ashley they thought they were going to give out a date card. Guess what? Jared proposed. Holy shit.
Woohoo. We're all so surprised and excited.
Once again,
I stab myself in the eye with this pencil.
It's just a terrible message for our youth.
Just stalk a guy and be relentless.
Interfere in all of his relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ruin all of his relationships. Or it'll go the other way, too. If you're a dude, you can also do that. Well, really, Carly and Evan are that later.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of are. Okay.
Whatever.
So they proposed. Kevin was hurting. Then Kevin got a date card and took Annalise out.
Astrid,
whatever.
Are you drunk?
Yeah, so drunk. They are in love with each other.
Yay! Don't care.
The double date returned. Camille came back. I thought he was going to be like, hey, Annalise.
Yeah, he seemed very into Shoshana. Their first conversation, they talked about, moving to Utah or moving to New York.
Yeah, that's a little forward.
I was like, oh.
Guess what? No.
No.
He's into Annalise. How? I feel like that Owen Wilson thing. Wow. How? How could that possibly happen? That makes no sense.
So creepy.
No sense.
I don't like that voice. Jill, she's easy. Yeah, I think he knew he was gonna.
Yeah, so then they spent the night together.
Yeah.
In the boom boom room.
Yeah, his reward was sex.
But God bless Annalise. She's working with what she's got. But with Annalise,
I hear crazy girls are great in bed.
I feel like she probably chained him up to the bed and says, "You're not leaving." Then we went to the cocktail party. Cassandra pulled Eric aside because guess what? Cassandra, she still needed a rose.
Yeah.
Guys were giving out the roses. So
You're a jerk, but I want to stay.
They meditated. Shoshana was not having a good night.
No.
She goes and talks to Camille. Camille says that she had her guard up on the date. Mm-hmm. She was very upset.
Yeah.
At this point, Shoshana should let it go. She did not.
No.
Then we had a new arrival. Jordan from New Zealand, a Kiwi.
Bald Jordan.
Yeah. Wow, what a bold look. In that Mexican sun. Woo!
Yeah, I hope he brought his head on screen.
Yeah. So he did have a shaved head. The ladies swarmed.
Because there were 4 or 5 of them that were
going home, yeah. But you know who didn't swarm? Chelsea. She went the other direction. She was still on the show at this point as well. Mm-hmm. I failed to mention that. Chelsea was somehow still there.
Yep.
She stole Camille. And
we're like, what?
She's like, look, I'm significantly more attractive than Annalise, and I'm not crazy. And Camille was like, yeah, I'm open to other things. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like friends with Annalise.
Yeah, that was weird.
That means sex.
Sex.
So then Chelsea was telling Annalise. Annalise was like, oh, we've got such a strong connection. Meanwhile, third guy. She said that about.
Wait, which was the first one?
Jordan.
Oh, right. Jordan and then Kenny and then Camille.
Yeah, a bunch of winners.
So much crying.
So whatever. There's a whole bunch of dramas. Then we got to the rose ceremony. And it went. Kevin to Astrid. Jordan to Jenna. Chris to Crystal. Joe to Kendall. Eric to Cassandra. Jordan to Shoshana. Jordan, New Zealand to Shoshana.
Bald Jordan.
Yeah. John to Olivia. Camille to Annalise. Angela, Kristen, and Chelsea all went home.
Can we talk about how, they kind of ended the show on, a weird medical cliffhanger?
Yeah, so both Kristen and...
yeah, Kristen had, some ringing in her ears. She wasn't feeling great, and Chelsea was, having a fucking panic attack in her interview. Yeah.
Sound like
she couldn't breathe very well.
Sound like she's in a fucking Lamaze class.
They don't do that anymore.
Why?
It's not a thing anymore.
There goes a good joke that I've been using for a while.
Yeah. It's not a thing.
Okay.
You just breathe.
So this is where I kind of left off. Because night 1, I was That was the end of night 1.
Yes, that was the end of night 1.
So now we pick up from night 2.
Yeah. And I wrote Astrid recap. So Astrid just kind of like recapped all the couples. And then I wrote, wait, did we not find out what happened with Kristen and Chelsea having panic attacks? We did not. They just completely dropped it. Well, they said nothing about any of it.
I'm sure they were in great care at some Mexican hospital.
Yeah. So I thought that was weird. And I was really confused for a couple of minutes. I was like, did I miss an episode? Mm-mm. But I didn't.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I hope they're okay.
That was so weird.
I hope they're all right.
Yeah. So, whatever. So then Chris Harrison shows up after Astrid recaps everything, which we just did. So I don't need to recap her recap. So Chris Harrison shows up. Guess what? We've got some visitors. Some success stories. Got a little Jade and Tanner, Carly and Evan.
I hate Evan so much. Hate's a strong part of my vocabulary when I'm recapping this show, but God, it just feels so good.
And my favorite was Jade was like, as soon as I saw Tanner just coming down those stairs, I knew there was something about him. And I'm like, bitch, you wanted to go on a date with Jared, but he was already out on a date with Ashley I, so then you went on a date with Tanner.
Truth.
The truth hurts, but your baby's cute.
And Carly was physically repulsed by
Evan. For weeks.
And remember, the show only lasted 10 days.
Okay. So I was very distracted by Carly's hair extensions. Her hair is probably not much longer than mine. Her hair extensions went down to here.
She's always had very questionable choices.
They were terrible.
She had a whole thing with her eyebrows for a few years. That
her eyebrows were fine. I don't know. There's something about her face that's weird.
Yeah, she's not that attractive.
Yeah, and her hair extensions were just.
It's not something. It's a very pinpoint.
They were terrible.
Oh, you're not nearly as attractive as everyone else on this show.
Yeah. So Papa Bear is like, we've got some we're not done with date cards. So there's going to be date cards, and guess who gets to decide who's going on them?
Oh my
These
God.
fuckers.
Yeah.
So they did like interviews with all the couples. So Carly and Evan interviewed Jenna and Jordan first, and Jordan was answering like every question, which really bothered me. He like didn't let Jenna talk.
Oh, there's a chance Jordan's not going to make a great partner.
Yeah. Jade and Tanner interviewed Astrid and Kevin. Kevin talked about how they have a 12-month plan to like date after the show, and then she might move to Toronto. Okay. So I was like, oh, okay.
I bet you they're actually still seeing each other.
Yeah, that's legit. That's legit. Way to have a plan. Carly and Evan interviewed Annalise and Camille. And Camille talked about how he like wanted to slow down this relationship.
I'm on the runaway train.
And
I need to stop. I'm scared.
And Evan actually was like, he described Camille saying that, and Annalise's face just being like, and Carly's like, yeah. She was like, if you mean slow down, get married, yeah. Because Annalise she says several times, I can't remember if it was in yesterday's episode or this episode, like how if Camille proposed to her. Oh, it was while he was on the date with Shoshana. She's like, if he proposed to me, this would be a yes. It's like, bitch, you've known each other 3 days.
Oh, not even. Oh,
that's being generous. John and Olivia, they just talked about how John had kissed everyone on the beach. They asked Shoshana and Jordan if there was a proposal in their future. And it's like, no,
we're not a couple.
We just met. Eric, Cassandra, Crystal and Chris, Joe and Kendall. So Carly and Emma interviewed Joe and Kendall, and they just like liked their vibe, and they were the winners of the date.
Okay.
But psych! The amazing date we have planned, we're going on it, and you guys are babysitting our kids.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So Joe is very confident about it.
How old are their kids?
One was Carly and Evan. I caught Carly say 4.5 months, and Jade and Tanner's daughter looked older, probably like 8 or 10.
Good Lord.
Probably 8, like 8 months. So small babies. And like the 4.5-month-old, that's actually like a super easy babysit.
Sure.
Like, they don't do much. You just kind of hold them.
Yeah.
And they will fall asleep.
Okay.
But the first thing they had to do was, like, build a crib.
Ugh.
And, like, build a little rocker seat. I don't know if you've ever gone to IKEA with someone that you love and assembled furniture, but it can be a rough experience.
When I assembled furniture for my apartment, I pretty much told everyone to leave.
Yep.
So it'll just be better for all of us.
Yep. It took Jeff and I a long time to get in, like, a furniture assembly groove.
I think that's very fair.
Yeah, I read the directions to Jeff, and he does the assembly.
That's a good call.
That's how we work it
you,
out.
Those screwdrivers they give you, they don't do anything.
Can I tell you how many we have? Like 100. I don't think that's an exaggeration, because they give you like 2, and we have assembled a lot of IKEA furniture. And keep all of them.
Mm-hmm. They'll make a great art piece someday.
Yep. So they come back with the babies, and they leave them with Kendall and Joe. Babies can smell fear. They can. And Jade's baby is old enough to be upset when mommy leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So she just started crying immediately, like screaming. Like close to some of Lucy's worst cries. So it was just a montage of this baby crying while Joe's holding her, trying his best.
Poor Joe.
Alongside a montage of all of the parents relaxing by the pool with pina coladas and getting mani-pedis and cucumbers on their eyes. And I was like, oh god, that looks so nice.
I bet Evan was all about the cucumbers on his eyes. Bet you he put them on his nipples too. I don't even know what that means, but that seems like an insult.
It's so weird. The baby stops crying when he gives her to Kendall. And so they were sweet, and then the parents came back. They're like, oh, we're going to send you on a date. So they went on a date, and they were like, I don't want to date anybody else.
Okay. Yeah.
But that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
They didn't say, like, I love you or anything.
Yeah. But remember when Kendall wanted to date somebody else? It's because he had a terrible meltdown.
So, meanwhile, back at camp, everybody's got baby fever. Jenna and Jordan are talking about baby names.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan did not like the name Tucker.
Good for Jordan.
He both called him someone with a man bun and someone who joins math league. So
I don't think man bun when I think Tucker.
I don't either. I think pickup truck.
I think Colton.
Yes.
Colton, if you told me his name has been Tucker this whole time, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Tucker.
So then Annalise is being weird. God, she's so fucking obsessed with Camille. I can't even. It's really bad.
Oh, she's the worst.
Yeah. And then Eric and Cassandra are having a conversation, and Eric was being super weird. He's all like saying that he wants to just be friends with her.
What is he? He's an idiot.
And it's like, what? You just sent Angela home.
Eric had sex with her, and then remembered she's a single mom. I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
I doubt he even had sex with her. I'm sure he just kissed her. Yeah.
She basically told him to grow up. She's like, I feel like, you need to figure some stuff out.
Yeah. I feel like
you may have entered into this situation prematurely.
I feel like you suck.
I don't know. Her use of the word premature. Maybe they were going to have sex, but...
Oh, he came. That's a fun rumor
I don't know.
We should start.
Premature. It's a weird choice of words.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So then Eric's just talking to Kevin and saying how he's emotionally drained and, like, talking about how hard it was for him for Angela to leave.
He's emotionally drained. He is also drained of sperm because he keeps coming to her.
Bitch, you sent her home.
Yeah.
So he decides to go home. He, like, wakes Cassandra up from a nap to tell her. It was so awkward.
He could have just left.
She's, like, asleep. She's like,
her
okay,
life wouldn't have been any
whatever.
worse.
That's fine. And so he goes to tell everybody else he leaves. And Shoshana, like, awkwardly, like, hugged him and would not let go. And then was, like, bawling. Saying how nice he was to her from the first moment she got there and all this stuff. And it's like...
Shoshana's having a rough week.
I was like, why are you crying so much?
Shoshana, what's going on, girl?
You've known him for, like, 5 minutes. And you weren't even, like, a thing.
Why? Shoshana, what's the matter?
Yeah, so that was weird. So this is when I went to put Lucy to bed. So I'm just going to read Jeff's notes.
Okay.
Chris and Crystal want to take the next step. They were on a date.
Okay.
So Chris and Crystal went on a date. Chris gets a date card, invites Crystal. Oh. Chris is ready to drop the L-bomb. So Jeff saw the writing on the wall. He was anticipating. The group plays truth or dare. It's weird. Dare to jalapeno kiss. Shu keeps staring at Camille. Shu asks if you've ever wanted to kill someone. I have no context for that.
Okay. Okay.
Bald Jordan talks to Shoshana. He really likes her.
Wait, 1 second. What if Shoshana just listens to the podcast and didn't see Tommy mouthing call me? Well, now I said that, so we're all in the clear.
Jordan really likes her. She can't get over Camille. Jordan also wants a rose. True. Good observation, Jeff.
Wow. Astute. This is his first time.
And now we go back to the Chris and Crystal date. They're having dinner. They are laughing and talking about second chances. And Chris says, I love you.
Like, I love you. Like, yeah, well, like, why not?
But then there's a raccoon.
A what?
A raccoon.
A raccoon? That's how we say it.
Raccoon. Raccoon?
Raccoon.
Raccoon?
A raccoon.
Is the emphasis on the first part or the second part?
It's a raccoon.
Raccoon?
Raccoon.
You know, I used to say raccoon, but somewhere along the way I started saying raccoon.
A raccoon? Are you fucking serious, Johnny?
I don't know.
It's a raccoon.
I forgot how to say the word.
I've never... Okay.
Just gonna go past that. So the raccoon interrupts Chris. And then Chris says he loves Crystal. Okay, that was important. And then I took notes for another minute. Oh my god, all of Crystal's tongue. Oh, there was this really awkward slow kiss. After he said he loved her. Where she just like smiled and went like... It was just like so slow. She was like smiling and her eyes were like half open and it was just like this. Are you ready? Are you ready?
No. That looks like me eating your frosting.
That's appropriate tongue usage. This was not. And they have a piano player, private concert. I wrote no idea who that is. Ben Rector. Is that a person?
Apparently.
I don't know. And they were like dancing on water. That was kind of beautiful. It was a nice shot. And I went to make some whipped cream. So we're back to Jeff's notes. Bald Jordan gets a date card. Oh, I was watching now. And he wants to take Shoshana. And she says no. She just kind of stares at him. She's like, no, I'm not over Camille.
Shoshana, what are you doing, girl?
Yeah. And Annalise gets really mad.
Oh, poor Shoshana.
So Bald Jordan decides to take Cassandra instead. Because Eric's not there anymore. So she's like... And everybody's just like so confused. They're all like, what is wrong with her? Like, why doesn't she go on this fucking date?
Yeah.
And so Shoshana goes to talk to Camille again. And Camille gives her another hard pass. Like, I'm with Annalise. I don't feel a connection with you. And Shoshana actually says, I don't believe you.
Ooh, that's a good line. I should try that. You don't want to have sex with me? I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
Very rapey.
And she's like, anything is possible in paradise. I was like, girl, you are crazy.
No means
right
no,
now.
Shoshana.
No means no.
Oh, we need to take her out to lunch.
Yeah.
Or I need to take her out to lunch.
And then...
No, that's bad.
And then we start this whole, like, witchcraft thing. Like, Camille makes, like, a non-comment about how...
She's staring at him.
Because she's been staring at him, about how when she stares at him, he feels like he's, like, she's trying to cast a spell on him. And we decide to grab onto that non-comment that was probably fed to him by a producer in the first place. And now Shoshana's a witch.
Like Annalise brought it up.
Like everybody fucking brought it
Annalise
up.
is like, are you doing witchcraft on him?
Are you like trying to cast a spell on us to break us up? It got weird from there.
I'll tell you who I don't like.
And then you,
I don't know if I made this clear yet.
And then you came in.
Okay. So, yeah, there's the witchcraft, and Shoshana said, call me a bitch, not a witch.
That was a good line.
Great line. Then Diggy arrived. And I was like, thank God something breaks this up. He went to talk to Shoshana.
And asked her out on a date. And guess what she said, you guys? No.
She's playing a hard game. It's really... Oh, Shoshana, the poor kid.
She took hard to get a little too literally.
I wonder what's going to happen. So Diggy shows up. Shoshana's not interested, but Olivia was. This is a good pairing because they both live in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So on his date with Olivia, we found out the origin of the Diggy nickname.
Yes. His mom wanted a girl. He is not a girl. And didn't decide that he was. So she liked to dress him up in fancy outfits, like suspenders and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was in grade school, people were saying that they really dug his outfits. I dig your outfits. And so they all started calling him Diggy.
Diggy. Yeah, so that's cool. That's a good nickname.
He said, I'm only Kenneth when I'm in trouble, which is what I say about Jennifer.
Yeah.
Only Jennifer when I'm in trouble.
No one ever calls me Thomas, except at work, because that's what my name tag and my picture says.
Thomas? Not even Tom? It's Thomas?
Yeah, I know I need to get it fixed. It's been 9 months. Because all my legal documentation is Thomas.
Oh, yeah. All mine's Jennifer.
So, for some reason, it sucks.
Maybe both Evan and Ashley I inspire Shoshana to not take no for no in BIP. Probably. Because she kept saying anything can happen in paradise. We are perpetuating harassment.
Yes. Not to say Shoshana's harassing, but it's close.
A little bit.
So then Jordan came back from his date with Cassandra. Did we talk about how Jordan went on a date with Cassandra?
Yep.
Made out. Cassandra's really hot.
I think she's looked hotter since she hasn't been wearing much makeup.
Yes. Anyway, banging bod. Came back and Jordan's like, hey, I'm gonna go for Cassandra, even though Shoshana prepared a dessert, and she's like, okay, dessert's there if you want it.
She was like, Olivia talked her into, Shoshana's like, I only go for like men who are unavailable.
Now he's unavailable, Jordan.
And so Olivia convinced her that like Jordan was a good option for her, but it's like, you're too late, girl. So he's like, I had a really fun time. Like, I'm going to explore things with Cassandra. And she's like, then I have nothing to say.
And then she had a little meltdown and Jordan had to console her.
He was being really sweet.
He really was. He had no reason to be that nice.
She was crying way too hard. I would not have gone over there. Are you kidding me?
So that was this week.
Bitch.
No idea what's going to happen next week.
Nor do I really want to know.
Luckily, I'm going to be out of the country. I won't be able to watch.
So we will be recording our thoughts on the finale like a week late.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2.
I don't know. Or there could be a special guest to do it. Well, because you know what? I really don't want to watch the finale. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't want to watch it.
I don't want to watch it either.
Oh.
It hit my elbow.
So we'll be a week late. Anyway, thanks so much for watching.
Lucy. Yes, Lucy will be my co-host.
Yeah, Lucy will.
She says 3 words. Mama, Dada, and Yesh.
Yesh. Sunday.
Yesh.
Okay.
Is really cute.
So, thanks so much for watching. as always, YouTube. Subscribe.
Mm-hmm. Should we talk about how we feel about Colton being the Bachelor? Did we already talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not happy. iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review. Though really, YouTube, subscribe. Instagram, at Take This Rose Podcast, if you want to see me shirtless.
Like where you're going to fall asleep on the drive home.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Facebook,
I'm worried.
Facebook, Take This Rose.
Do you want an espresso? I just descaled the machine.
It's okay, because I have to be up at 3. Twitter, at Take This Rose. And our Gmail.
Find us on all social media.
Take This Rose Podcast at gmail.com. Write us. Let us know how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Gassy? Bloated?
Fatigued?
Yeah, anything. All right. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you not next week. Maybe next week just for a second. But
a hot minute. Me and a special guest.
And then in the future I shall return. As MacArthur said to the Philippines, I shall return.
Oh, I love your obscure references.
That's not an obscure one. That's World War II. That's American history, okay? Old podcasts never die. They simply fade away. Now we're just having a bunch of MacArthur quotes. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks so much for watching.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.